Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Kartika Nair and you're watching Synchro Shakti. Today we have with us very special guests, very special people on this planet. I want to introduce you to Arpita and Raja, who are, before I say anything else, the Esther and Jerry Hicks of India. So welcome Arpita and Raja.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kartika. It's a pleasure to be there with you.
Fantastic. I want to give a little background as to how I know them, how I got in touch with them. And this is actually the first time I'm presenting them to the whole global platform here on YouTube. So several months ago, I got an email from Raja on my inbox, and he was talking about Arpita, who can summon energies just like Esther Hicks could do with Abraham Hicks. And they instead of calling Abraham, the name that they gave was Ashrith, or the name that came through was Ashrith. And my first initial reaction was, I'm not even going to respond to this because it is so far beyond my container, my world, my branding. I didn't want to mix it up because it just didn't seem like a good idea or a match. But still, I was very curious to see whether this is really, just imagine if we all had direct access to Abraham Hicks or Esther Hicks, we'd want to ask all these questions, right? So for me, it was like, I get this access. Let me at least try this out. So we scheduled a meeting on a Monday with Arpita and Raja to get that direct experience of summoning and channeling the universal forces to answer questions like Esther and Abraham Hicks, that dynamic. So it just coincidentally so happened that the day that I was meeting Arpita and Raja was the day when I had to manifest something very important. Like it needed a miracle, and I only had like a few hours to manifest a huge miracle. It was a visa issue. It was trying to apply for residence on the wrong visa, and the government had told, like the police here had told me that they can't do it. There's no chance, and I have to leave the country. So I had like few hours to leave the country, and I said I have to somehow create a miracle that I don't leave and I'm here, and they can process my residence on my current visa. So I sat on the call with them, and Ashrith, or let's say the Abraham energies, answered me directly through Arpita and gave me the answer. And it created miracles after miracles after miracles in those 4 or 5 hours after our conversation. And I'm in this country and everything legally done perfect. I have my residence card. There's a beautiful manifestation story. And so because I had a first-hand experience of how powerful the guidance is, I brought them to my inner circle, and really so many of our students' lives so positively impacted by these two people and their guidance, their channeling and summoning of Ashrith. So today I'm very excited to bring them to my global, the YouTube community. And so guys in the chat, please give them a warm welcome, and welcome Arpita and Raja and their beautiful story of bringing in universal energy to us. So hello and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kartika, for this wonderful intro. To our audience, I would like to introduce ourselves. I'm Raja and Arpita. And I met Arpita almost 7 years back in a very difficult situation where Arpita was going through a lot of health challenges. She was totally bedridden when I just met her, with a spinal dislocation of more than 15 degrees. And of course, the medical pattern said that she has to be fixed with a titanium bolt and also nets, and otherwise she cannot never move around. She will never be able to walk. And of course, she was totally traumatized, and she also went into a totally psychiatric situation where they have to take the help of the doctors to calm her down. And of course, she had a very strong desire to bounce back. So she attracted somebody who could come home, an Ayurvedic doctor, not an allopathic doctor. She wanted to avoid the surgery. So he came home and assessed the situation and said that, give me an opportunity for 3 months. I will make you walk. So he was working on her, and simultaneously, I just told her that whether you understand it or not, every disease is psychosomatic. And this is something what you attracted at this point of time. And when you can attract, you can also allow the healing to flow through you. So start understanding this, and meditation is the wonderful process where we can just start exploring your inner power. So I just introduced meditation to her without any big processes. I said, wherever you are, if you can just lie down on your bed, just lie down, or if you can sit down occasionally, just start quietening the mind and start reducing the thoughts over a period of time. Then see what is that the thought you are getting soon after you come out of meditation. Like a blotting paper that she absorbed whatever I said, and she started practicing it. And within 1 or 2 months, the doctor did an amazing job. And without any surgery, her spine was almost aligned. And she started driving the car once again, though he said you cannot drive after at least till 4 to 5 months' time. And slowly she started getting back to her work. And she was an interior designer. She was running a interior firm at that time. I was just only mentoring her. Then later on, we decided that we'll start a new company in the name of Curtain Spa in Bangalore. And so she's my colleague and a business partner now. And we have got an amazing business happening in Bangalore. And when things were going on like that, and when she was practicing meditation regularly and seeing her mind is calming down, and she somehow started feeling the inner peace. One fine day, that was in 2017, she called me in the morning and said, I'm unable to bear the energy which is flowing through me. She was crying, and she said, it's an uncontrollable situation. I do not know what to do. And I was not surprised at all when she told that, because I have been following Jerry and Esther for more than 19 years. So I knew that Esther went through the similar situation when Jerry initiated the meditation process to her. She never believed in meditation. She never wanted to do meditation. But 7 months after doing this, similar thing happened to her. So I told her, just calm down and tell me that what else you are feeling. Then she said that I scribbled something on the paper, closing my eyes. So can I send a photo of that and send it to you? I said, please. And there was only 2-liner message saying that you can do it. Go for it, you can do it. So that's a 2-liner. And that was an answer for me, which I felt from within that I had to take this message forward, because we are just moving from a 300 square foot small office to a bigger retail space. And we started exploring the places nearby in Bangalore area. And we thought we can go up to a budget of around 30,000 rupees, but things were not happening. Where Arpitha was fixated on a particular commercial property, where amazing place facing one of the commercial areas in Bangalore, and but the rent was 70,000 rupees. But I said few months before that, no, it's not going to happen, forget about that. But when this message came, you can do it, go for it. I thought that that's a message for me to reconnect with the landlord. Still the place was vacant. I called up now, I negotiated, and we just came to the almost more than half the mark, 55,000 rupees. I just took the place. Rest everything happened like magic. Meanwhile, Arpitha was just went on doing meditation, and now slowly she started writing whenever I started asking questions. So I have been getting the guidance based on my questions, and a lot of guidance were coming from the inner being. We never knew how to address them. You are only just saying that hello and things like that. Then later on, I just got a 45 lakhs unsecured loan from the bank without any collaterals. And within 3 weeks, our showroom was ready. And now it has been more than 7 years since we started, 6 years since we started business. And we rate one among the top 3 curtain service providers in Bangalore. So that is what has happened over a period of time. Right, that's my business part of it. Let me explain again what happened to Arpitha. Arpitha went on being in that line, and she used to be very, very conscious about the energies flowing through her. She used to do meditation for 15 minutes. Then she will start summoning the energies. I'll be ready with a diary. I'll just keep asking questions, and the answers will flow. And what amazed was, she never knew any of the subjects, whatever I was asking questions, because I was exploring this field for more than 15 years at that point of time. So I had a lot to ask, either about my life, about the relationship, about the finances, about metaphysics, what happens after death. So every question I used to pose, And if I asked Arpita in a conscious state, she would have just kept quiet, blank, she would have gone blank. But the answers were coming without any hesitation and without looking for any words. The flow was so beautiful. And at times the correction happens from within vocabulary, what Arpita knew but never uses in her normal communicative language. But I mean, that is how the correction will immediately happen. So I was so excited. Then we took her to Pyramid Valley in Bangalore, where the center focus is there, where she was sitting there. And this time she has just started uttering words rather than writing. She used to just keep talking and closing her eyes. Then I asked a lot of questions. Everything I documented, everything's there with me. The questions what I asked and the answers come. After a few months, slowly at one point of time, she started opening her eyes. And because it is our fear that the moment she sees something in front of her, she will get distracted and she will lose the connectivity. That's the only fear she had. But later on, she understood that no, she's not going to lose the connectivity as long as the desire is there to keep the energies flowing through her. Then things have slowly started happening in a conversation form. Then I used to record every answers what I got from them. And one of my predominant questions, 2-3 times before that I was asking, I want to have a name to you because I know Esther has called you Aashrith, I mean Abraham. And so that is their pet name what she kept for you. So we are, since we are in India, we want to call you an Indian name. And after 1.5 months, suddenly in one of the conversations, they said, you asked for an Indian name for us, call us Aashrith. And they spelt it also, Aashrith, A-S-H-R-I-T-H. And I never heard this name before. And the first thing I did was, after I left the energies, went back to Google and just wanted to find out what is the meaning of Aashrith. Such a beautiful meaning Google has given. I just leave it to you to just go and explore.
So
and
there's Google
really
up what Aashrith means, and let us know what you found out in the comments.
Yeah.
A-A-S-H-R-I-T-H.
R-H.
Yes.
So that is the name what we are given. And what we want to convey at this point of time is, this is the inner being which is there with us in every one of us. We are no way special. We are just ordinary people. And many times you might be wondering by now that why it is Arpita and how come only she's getting it, or how come only Esther was just chosen like that. It is only the intense calling of that particular person, nothing else. Because I have seen many times in 2017, 2018, I mean 2016, Arpita always used to keep saying every now and then that, sir, I need my spiritual guide. I need my spiritual guide. I want to explore my spiritual guide. I said, one day you'll get it. But even in my wildest dream, I never thought that she will be able to summon the energies like Esther. And same thing with Esther also. So let us understand that every one of us have got that our own inner being. And you can call whatever name you want. And every time when you are silencing the mind, we can tap the energies. But this is slightly a rarest phenomena where the energy chooses somebody to flow through and borrow the voice and keep translating the answers in the languages what they are proficient with. Esther can translate only in English because that is a predominant language in US, whereas Arpita can translate in 3 languages. And she's basically from Karnataka, so she knows Kannada very well. So she can translate in Kannada. She can translate in English. She also is proficient in Hindi. So if somebody is asking questions in Hindi, she can just translate it. And this is nothing like something is getting into the body or she is getting possessed. I want to make it very clear. She keeps getting stream of thoughts like any of us when we keep getting it. Only thing, when she's keeping a subtle, conscious mind in a subtle mode, then the energy flow becomes very, very easy for her. And she keeps on translating it. Only thing, she should be in high energy at this point of time. But after 1 hour, sometimes after 1 hour and 10 minutes, she loses their body energy. So that's the time they said that, okay, we'll leave. And so Arpita will let them go. But earlier it used to be only 10 to 15 minutes. After that, she will become completely drained out. Today, even after 1 hour, she'll be still in a good energy. but sometimes she feels little low in energy. So that's the time she will just release the energy to go. But what is so wonderful it is, we can summon the energies anytime when we want, any place where we are there. We are sitting in the car, we can summon the energy. We sit in the office and summon the energy. And as it is, I could see the energies are all around, because the only sign is when Arpitha starts yawning.
As she's yawning right now.
So that's a very predominant indication that the energies are ready and they are enjoying whatever we are coming.
Amazing.
I look out of the blues, but I want you to understand it and observe it as a very simple phenomenon. Nothing so complicated about it.
Absolutely. I just wanted to add here, like they said, Arpitha and Raja are not YouTubers. They're not personal development trainers. They don't have a YouTube channel. They don't have any website. They never charged anyone before I showed up to bring them into my academy. They never charged anyone for the wisdom. They were going out in their private circles and sharing, channeling. So it's summoning the energies and answering people's questions for free. So this was, and they work at a curtain shop. So in Jayanagar, right, or JP Nagar? JP Nagar, Bangalore. So they work in Curtain Spa, JP Nagar, Bangalore. So they're not here with any agenda, which is what is the important thing to share, which is why I felt to bring you guys to our community, because our community is understanding and safe to actually be open enough to hear what you guys have to say, which is really interesting. But the experience is what I want to talk about for us. Like, so I have had several calls with you guys when I was asking lots of curveball questions to Ashrith, and we've had group sessions with our inner circle and Synchro Shakti Academy with Ashrith, and people have asked like questions. We've had one-to-one, how many, 13, 14 of our students did one-to-ones with you guys over the last 1 month. And so they were asking all kinds of questions. But two, three major big things that come up is firstly, just like Abraham Hicks, the energies who gave the name Ashrith, they're also very no bullshit kind of energies. They're not going to sit and, sympathize with your pain and your suffering and all that. They're going to cut straight. It's like, to me, the reason why I like to come to you guys and listen to what Ashrith has to say is because it's like taking an arrow, just cutting through all your negativity and just going straight to here's the solution. Do you want to take it? Don't take it. It's up to you. You want to believe us? Don't believe us? Is up to you. And if you take the solution and really practice it, you get results. So it's like you can't sit there and go whining about my marriage, my this, my it. You'll be going in circles. So you have to, whenever we are talking to Ashrith, you stick to what do you want and ask the question, how do I get there? What steps do I need to do? What do I need to do? Show me the way. They will show you the way. But if you go into that complaining mode, it's too much resistance. They will withdraw and they'll be like, okay, if you're not ready to hear the solution, come back to us when you're ready. I think that is something that happens a lot. What do you guys have to say about that?
Yeah, wonderful. You touched upon a very important subject, because we humans are used to seeking divine help whenever things are not going right in our life. Nobody bothers about the thought, the divine concepts whenever everything is going right. And when things are going wrong, that's the time we seek for divine intervention, human intervention. We just go and consult so many people who claim experts in predicting what is going to happen to you in the next 6 months, next 1 year, depending on various moment of planners and things like that. And with all due respect to whatever people are doing it, I always keep saying, with the knowledge what we inherited from our shape, it is a vibrational universe and it is a responsive universe. Today, you are putting out certain thoughts, which is an electromagnetic wave. So the universe is responding based on what you are putting out. Tomorrow, you do not, the universe does not know what sort of thought is going to emit from you. After 6 months, again, you yourself cannot sit and say now what sort of thought you are going to emit, and it is going to only respond. You put out a thought, and the universe says Tadastu, and you start receiving it. So this electromagnetic signal keeps going up and down, or bottom and top. And it is a continuous process. That is why when people are asking speculative questions to Ashrith, very politely they will tell you, looking at your vibration now, this is what you are going to attract.
Yeah.
Whether I'm starting a business today and am I going to flourish? Is it going to take off in the next 1 month? Or I'm just enjoying a wonderful relationship? Are we just going to get married? Or
Yeah,
I'm
as you
just
say,
going
will I get married? And they'll be like, I don't know. What's your predominant vibration about it? I don't know. Then yeah, you won't get married. But if you change your
Exactly.
vibration, then yes, you will get married. Yeah.
So this is our experience, Kartika. Whenever we are giving a sessions to the people, many a times people ask that, and they say that as of now, this is
Okay,
what it is.
let me just stop. Arpita, you are yawning a lot, which means the energies are trying to come through you.
Yeah.
Are they asking to come through you right now? Is that what's happening?
They are acknowledging whatever is happening here. So most of the time they give me the signal of yawning because they are acknowledging, they are happy and enjoying our conversation. So most of the time when we say something, and that is what the non-physicals also feel, they give me a signal to yawn. So it's
So,
all the acknowledgement we are receiving.
so just walk me through this. Okay. So if you're sitting in a party with a bunch of people and suddenly you start has that firstly happened to you where you suddenly keep yawning while around a lot of people at a party who don't know about this whole Ashrith stuff? Has that happened to you?
I would say it happened to me most of the time while I was driving. So I usually drive 10 kilometers to and fro. So most of the time it has happened where I'm picking a conversation with Raja sir, and we are talking on a phone and something very important we are discussing, and suddenly I yawn a lot. Then I make sure I will stop my car somewhere, summon them, talk to them, have the clarity, and then move forward. So yawning has been a practice.
So let me just kind of understand this. So you are driving in Bangalore city where there's all this traffic and this and that, and somehow you manage to buy yourself park and you're alone by yourself. And how do you have a conversation with them by yourself in your own mind? How do you do that?
Not on our own, because I am talking on the
On a
phone.
call, on a phone.
So he will tell me, sir, there is the message Arshit wants to convey. So I am pulling the car. So I'll also be driving.
So
I'll also
basically, I
stop.
need to call Arpita every day and ask her questions and be like, okay, can I get guidance? What is the next thing I need to be doing?
Okay. Now, again, I want to give a clarity because while talking to you, I'm looking at from your audience perspective, especially people who are not even aware of it. See, whenever you are talking very intensely about certain desires or certain plans, what you have in life, certain goals, what you have in life, that is the time the energies jump in. It is directly going to fire. Whenever she's watching a particular movie or whenever she's attending a program, she's in a very good mode. She's connected. But that time, she will not get the yawn. Because there is nothing else. See, this is what exactly I would like you to recollect. We talked about a daydreaming. Daydreaming is very good when Arshit keeps saying, which means you are connected to the source. That does not mean you are just envisioning it or you are wanting it in your life. The best way to get connected to the source is get into daydream. Just get lost in your dreams, and you know that you are just getting into that sort of ambience, and your mind is always being there in the present moment, not going to the past or worried about the past or anxious about the future. So that is the time when you are aware that you can just go for a visualization process. So daydreaming and watching any wonderful things happening around you is an indication that you are connected to the source. The moment you are pinched off, you would not have felt good. Please.
So when you feel good and you're enjoying yourself like a child, like energy, you are connected to the source. The moment you're not feeling good, you're pinching off. You're not that you're disconnected, but you're pinching off the connection. So what are the biggest lessons? You guys have been getting these messages for so long. And coincidentally, when you came to our course, and you were teaching these things to our AA batch students, and they were all looking like I was I was teaching the same things that you guys were talking about, and my process is I don't know what I'm teaching in the class before I get to the class. So a day before, I will have my PPT blank, and the information will come to me, and I'll write. And I thought it's me. I thought the whole time, oh, I'm just able to curate content very well. But turns out that whatever I was saying, and I used to put the thing in the PPT, and when I'm teaching it, I'm so passionate about what I'm teaching. I feel 100% this is the truth. I can feel it. I'm so happy I'm teaching it. But I'm also aware that this stuff is like, I'm so proud that I came up with this kind of amazing content. But later on, after talking to you guys, I realized it wasn't me at all. It was just information was coming through, this powerful information. So essentially, please tell our audience, what is the biggest lessons you guys have learned? Let's say the top 5 best manifestation lessons you learned through Aashrith.
The first thing I would say, Kartika, I understood the purpose of my life. You know that the one question we keep on asking every time when you go to any trainings also, everybody says that what is the purpose of your life? And people always come out with various wonderful purposes where they want to touch somebody else's life, they want to change people's life, they want to do charity, they want to do that. In all this conversation, their own self would have been left out. We have been born as if we are going to set the world right, or we are going to put the broken world into pieces to set it right. The first very question when I asked Aashrith in 2017, the answer what they gave was, you're here for the only purpose of being joyously expanding with your experiences. It's a joyous expansion is the purpose of life. Otherwise, being non-physical, you're a purest form of energy. And this is something, again, I want to tell your audience that though we are in a physical form, still 90% of us are in a non-physical form. This is something we'll have to always remember in our life. We are not a separate entity away from the divine, because we are all the time connected non-physically to them. So Aashrith always keeps saying that when you are in a non-physical form, you knew everything. You are in a pure positive energy, but you want to experience something through your 5 senses. So that is why you took this human, we got into a human body, and then you started perceiving the world, and you wanted to put your hands in the clay and start creating your own stuff. So for that only you have come here. You are not come here for anything else. You have come here to experience life and keep joyously expanding. And then the next question I asked them was, why we and why India? Well, because this is happening here in India now. So that's the time, again, a very candid answer came, like how you mentioned earlier, without mincing any words. You guys are lazy. You have become very lazy. And a lot of superstitions have set in your mind. And we only want to remind you the purpose for which you have taken this human body. We are not just going to tell anything. We are only reminding you, and how much sense it makes when I go back and look at my childhood days, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or even as parents, when you look at our children, they are so joyous, bubbling with energy, never having any limited or learned beliefs in their mind. They believe everything is possible. So that is the same child. Now it has become 5 feet and 6 feet and 7 feet height. So why will I have to just lose that connectivity? So they said that you forgot about the purpose for which you have taken the human body. So we are here to remind you. And why us? Again, they said Arpitha's calling is very strong. She wanted to have a spiritual connectivity. And you have been exploring this field for so many years. Yeah, right from the glimpse started with the secret. And after that, I started exploring a lot of materials in law of attraction. So I have been all the time wanting to have more. And Arpitha was wanting to have a spiritual guide. So I was the guide for us to just get into this path. I used to share Abhraham Hicks daily quotes and keep interpreting to her, because she was not able to grasp whatever the lines are. So, maybe that is the reason they have just selected. That's the reason they said they be selected.
Right. I just want to just say a few things here. So, remember, I was asking, because this is the main question is going to come up again, is like, is this authentic? Is this real? Why Arpita? How? Because when Arpita's channeling, and guys, we will be doing like some videos where, and maybe even live, where she is like Ashrith is coming through her and she's talking. When she's talking, it is her voice, it is her mannerisms. So the first question would be, how can you believe that this is actually Arpita and is not Arpita, but actually Ashrith? How can you believe that? And I remember you sent, because I was asking you this question again and again, and you sent me this audio of Ashrith explaining how when we are typing on the keyboard, the words are appearing on the screen. It's that it's, there is that technology we have. But what you just said, it's like stream of thoughts that we already have when it's coming to us. I know what you're saying. Because when I'm creating content, this is what is happening to me is the stream of, I thought it's me up until I spoke to you and I realized it's just the universal energies are coming through. And I was creating like our courses just hit the ballpark. Every course we have huge success stories. We had up to 20 crores in the 3 months that we were together, people earned in that time. So I was thinking maybe it's like, wow, I must be so great producing such results, producing courses. And then I realized, oh, this is the stuff that's coming through me. So that you said it was that stream of thought that is coming into your mind, and she's just basically seeing what is coming into her mind, and if the word she uses is wrong, there's immediate correction that happens. And this is something we all have. This is something we are all connected to. It's just that Arpita was asking for that calling was, I want to have a spiritual guide. And she didn't have that resistance. She was never into this stuff. She was not into channeling. She was not into meditation. She was not into any of that. But she just had that because she wasn't into all of that. She was kind of open enough to actually receive this stuff. So for a layman who wants to get guidance, for example, they chose Arpita because of the least resistance. Some of us, like myself and a few other people on this planet, can see things like points of light appearing and things like that, which I never talk about this stuff on public and don't even talk. My family knows, but I don't tell them because it's like, you better go to a psychiatrist. What's wrong with you? But why do I see these lights? Why do some of us see these points of lights appearing and things like that?
That's only indicates your connectivity, Kartika, because again, another clarity I would like to give it to our audience, because we have been talking about they. And this is the cluster of energies. It is not an energy which is singled out. It is a group of energies. And of course, if you can train your eyes, you can even see the energies. We have got amazing experiences seeing like your fireflies. You can see billions of thoughts at certain conditions and slightly keeping your eyes in a very subtle way. And at once I asked Ashrith that I would like to have the experience in the night. And again, the same thing. I just was doing meditation and slowly, very defocused way, I just opened my eyes. And it is a kaleidoscope of energies which is moving around. So what you are also feeling is the same thing. Because the moment you start sitting and writing down or typing it out, you will be in a sort of a trance if you just go back and recollect what all the materials you have collected. It is not your conscious mind which is keep thinking and writing. It will be a flow. And that happens at a particular time where you have a intuition from within to just go and sit down. It does not happen all the time. And the moment you sit down, and if you are in that frame of mind, after a few minutes, you will not even know that how you are able to create the contents. That is what I call it as a revelation. It has been revealed by the source. The three things what we always experience in life: one is discovery, other one is invention, the third one is revelations. The revelation of the one where most of the wonderful inventors and scientists have just harnessed it. The man who invented the electric bulb, or the latest as our Steve Jobs. He's an amazing soul which is always connected, creating something out of the blue. And when the entire world was not believing that it is going to benefit the entire humankind, he created a need for his invention. And today we cannot even think of, even at this moment, without that particular gadget, how can we get connected to somebody who's 10,000 kilometers away from India? So that's what it is. So that's a revelation happened, and out of that, an invention has happened. So you're going through the same process, and what you're getting is an amazing experience, and keep harnessing it. Keep looking forward to have more of the same experience.
So basically, be more, continue being in that creative.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to add the content that what you're creating is absolutely yours, and you can definitely be proud about it, because without your intention to put forward that, your higher self wouldn't have flowed through you like that. So because of your focus, your intention, the higher self is flowing through, and you're able to, it is co-creation. It is never energies alone, or it is never we alone. So it is always we plus the energy. So they are co-creating with us. So the credit is for you also in that. And every one of us translates vibration in different forms. So every one of us, each one of the human beings, whoever are here in the world, can tap the energies and translate their communication. I chose to translate it verbally. You are choosing to translate it visually. That's the only difference. So visually you are seeing the energies and translating it. I am doing it verbally. That's the only difference that we have.
And for me, it comes in the moment. Like, I can't pre-plan it. Like, when somebody asks me a question, I don't, even with my like live question and answer segments in class or whatever, I will not know. I won't ask for the question in advance, because the moment the question is given, I will have the answer in that, like in that tiny window, the right answer will come up, and it will be that sweet spot, exactly what was needed to be said. And so that gives me a lot of confidence for what I do. And thank you for sharing that, it's a co-creation.
Karthika, you asked one question which I have not answered. They said, how are we sure that it is not Arpitha, it is the energy? And the only thing I tell the audience, tell the people who are in front of us, many times when you share this experience, I always say that no question is out of bounds. Anything under the sun and above the sun will be answered. It is humanly impossible for somebody to give the answer instantly without even thinking and blinking an eye about whatever the question comes from various quarters. Even when your audience are asking the questions, we are not privy to the questions what they are asking. In one of the group sessions, they shared the question with you, but we do not know the question. But you asked about money, you asked about relationship, you asked about pain, different subjects, and the answer comes. See, I can be an expert in a particular field. So I can be a wizard in that. You can ask me any questions in that particular field. But how can somebody answer questions from every conceivable areas?
I agree with that. I have one additional, again, I'm throwing you guys curveballs because I'm just anticipating the questions that you will get. So one is, you know how you said that belief is a thought that you've said multiple times. And I've heard Abraham also say that. So isn't it also possible that when Arpita has heard Abraham's teachings was like also, and, kind of gone into her subconscious mind, that it could be her retelling Abraham's teachings because it's in her mind? Have you ever got that question before?
I don't go through Esther's audios. This is the only reason, because I want the information to come first hand to me by the energies. So I generally don't go through Esther audios. I don't see any of those videos only for this intention, because I should not be having that self-doubt whether I am translating something I've heard somewhere or is it directly coming from the source. Initial days of our conversation, I took a long time to believe that some revelation is happening to me, because I was not sure about this. So it took a long time for me to believe that yes, this revelation is happening to me. But after that, it's been years now, I have not gone through any Esther's audios, only because I want all the information to come to me first hand by the energies.
Perfect. And one information was revealed few months back. You might all have heard, even I heard from Esther's audios, where Abraham said it takes 68 seconds for manifestation. Multiples of 17 seconds into 4. The first 17 seconds, the energy is multiplied by 2,000 times. The second 17 seconds, it is 20,000 times. Third 17 seconds is 2 lakhs, and fourth 17 seconds, the manifestation has already happened and it is in your vortex. So now it is up to you to attract it by just getting into a receiving mode frequency. You know that almost 8-9 months back when we were communicating, the first time Archie mentioned that we are revealing to you for the first time now. We have brought down that 17 seconds to 14 seconds. The last few decades, the human mind has expanded so much. You have got so much of information. Now your thinking ability has gone up many folds. So your manifestation time has come down. So that was first time revealed to us 14 seconds. And I think in the same session also, they talked about 56 seconds for manifestation. It is no more 68 seconds. And this is something which was revealed. And maybe I'm waiting for Abhraham Hicks also the same information. I have not gone through any of the videos in the recent past, but it's the same message. It's the same message.
It's the same message.
What I would suggest, Kartika, because it is not only we, you will also get the same message. Only thing, tune yourself to that.
So I have a
kindly
question.
do not in isolation. That's all I'm saying.
I got it. So, for example, let me say about myself personally. Esther and Abraham Hicks have answers to pretty much every question ever existed on this planet, from addiction to relationship to mental health to everything. And they have like really, really specific answers on what you need to be doing. And on the same time of our communication with Aashrith, they've also had specific guidance, but they have like a very similar stuff that they're sharing with pretty much a lot of people. So one thing that I heard Esther say once in an interview, she said that the deeper the question is, the deeper the answer, the depth comes. And so is it that we haven't, like with Aashrith, the answers that we have gotten has been very, like similar from what in our group sessions were, from what I've heard in the one-to-ones. So is it that the depth of those answers will go deeper and more specific if we keep prodding them and asking even deeper questions? Or is it that they just don't want to go in that direction and give that much specific on certain topics? If you understand.
I would explain, because it is not the deeper questions. It is the question which is posed to them with that sort of intense vibrations. See, they don't understand the language. It is and Arpitha gets the language. I mean, she absorbs the language, but Ashrith understands the vibration. So what sort of intensity on which the question is posed? It can be a one-liner question, but the answer will come for the next 15 minutes continuously. That is the depth of answer which comes from this one-liner question. It all depends on the individual. What is that they are vibrating while posing the question to us?
Okay. Because I was
going in one-to-ones, we have got a lot of examples about Mercedes-Benz cars, elevators, how to shift their moods, how to shift their vibration. So a lot of different examples have come based on how the person who's asking question is vibrating. If the vibration is very shallow, the answer is also a one-liner or two-liner. But if the intensity of their thought is deep, then a lot of examples comes out where when we go back and listen to the recording, most of the time we have discussed, like we have been communicating to Aashrith from past 6 years, and this is something which we have never heard. They never told us this example. They never revealed some answers like this.
So over time, you see that the dynamics and the answers also deeper and change and things.
Very dynamic.
It's not
very dynamic.
This dynamic.
Exactly.
So
and at the same time, when somebody is asking the questions, probing with an intention, want to disprove whatever is happening, they will very bluntly say at one point of time, you are arguing for your limitations. You're not absorbing what you are saying. Because they're more engrossed in asking questions than absorbing the answers. And at that time, they will say that when you're asking about limitation, maybe when you're ready, you can just come and post a question to us. Many times it has come like that also.
Yeah. I've seen that even in Esther Hicks's recording, somebody will come with a lot of pain and they would say something that is so blasphemous in the ways that us humans would perceive, because a lady has come, she's lost her child, she's come, she's crying, she said, I lost my child. And Abraham would say something that is like, oh, you should celebrate because they're with us now, or something like that. And the human population is looking at them like, what? That's so insensitive. But because they don't, like I said, they cut right straight through the pain and just go straight to the point and the solution away. Because we come and defend the pain and we say, this is why I'm in pain. This is why it doesn't work. This is why I'm like this. They're like, what do you want? Look into that direction and just we'll go there. Every time you come and defend your problem, they're like, yeah, sorry, we're not going there. Come back when you want to work on the solution.
Karthika, I was blown away when I got his answer about emotions from Aashrith. He said, you humans are operating between a gamut of emotions, starting, the lowest being the fear, the highest being the ecstasy. So your entire gamut of emotions like resentment and jealous, or hope, anger, and expectation, eager. These are all the higher. Hope is in the center point. And they said, for us, the lowest emotion is ecstasy. I'm unable to comprehend then what is the emotion
highest
they are
emotion.
Talking. Yeah. They said the lowest emotion is ecstasy. And that is our highest emotion. So when people are talking about pain and fear and things like that, the answer comes like that because it is in a pure form of energy. And it is wanting you to suck you to that form. To that mode. Whereas we want to make sure that Ashrith come down to that level and give an answer. That is where the disconnect and discord is happening.
So give me a second. I just want to send a voice note to my next meeting so that it doesn't disrupt this one. I'll just pause this for a second and send them a voice note. But I'll just pause this for 2 seconds. Okay, so we were just talking about a lot of stuff with Aashrith, and Aashrith having to come down to our vibration, and their lowest vibration is ecstasy, and our highest is ecstasy. Our highest is ecstasy, and their lowest is ecstasy. But we have to meet. So when somebody is in pain and they're asking God for help, usually it happens when they are in pain and they are in desperation and they're crying and they're saying, please God, answer my prayers, tell me what to do. In that moment, will they be able to gain any guidance on what to do when they're in that lower vibrational state?
Yeah. See, what we generally feel is when we are in the negative emotion, we immediately want to jump to positive emotion. And guidance won't come like that. See, when I'm in a deepest emotion of bottommost emotion of fear, I straight away can't jump to love, clarity, or ecstasy. So I'll have to move up the ladder. And moving up the ladder in the negative emotion is also a guidance, which we have to understand. So if I'm fearful, getting angry is better. So I'm again receiving a guidance there. Frustration is even more better. I'm again receiving the guidance. Revenge is even more better. I'm receiving the guidance. So when I reach hope, that is where I slip into the positive emotion. But all these climbing up the ladder of negative emotion is also a guidance.
Wow, I've never ever heard, for us, our teachings in the whole mindfulness world is we cannot go from negative to positive. We go from negative to neutral, neutral to positive. That's where our mindfulness practice comes in. So we actually sit and breathe and come to a little better place. And then from there, we still don't go to positive. We pivot to the next better thought, and then eventually get to that higher state. But I never came to this conclusion that even us moving up the vibrational scale from fear to anger, anger to revenge, revenge to, that is also guidance pushing us up the vibrational state. Of course, don't take revenge. But when you're feeling revengeful, you know that you're getting into a better state. And then from there, you go on. Don't act out on that vengeance, don't act out on that hate, but feeling through it and coming to a better place is what is also the guidance that is coming in. That is what you said. That I've never heard of that before. It's really, really awakening. So I want you to complete.
When you talk about the revenge again, Karthika, here the revenge is again based on the subject what you're encountering. You have a revenge saying that I'm not going to allow anybody to ridicule me. I am not going to allow anybody to look down at me. I am going to be bouncing back. I am going to be in a vibrant health. So that is a revenge what you're taking. You're not taking revenge against anybody. You're just taking revenge against certain opinion about somebody where you want to disprove them. So that is why they say revenge is much better than resentment. And frustration is much better than revenge. You get frustrated, at the same time you just go for an introspective mode. You are wanting to get to the neutral. What you talk about is hope. That is the neutral. From there, you just climb a bit. So always they say from 180 degree, you cannot come. I mean, 0 to 180 is not possible. So 0 to 90 and 90 to 180. That's how it is.
And so 0 to 90 is our job. 90 to 180, the law of attraction will bring more thoughts and more thoughts that then bring you back up.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So again, see, we were talking about the 5 major learnings that you've had. And the first one you said was that the purpose of life was to joyously expand. What would be the next 4 major learnings that you've had, which our audience can benefit from?
You're responsible for what you're attracting. Everything depends on how you are attracting it, because you cannot just blame anybody. It is the thought which is turning into things. You just match somebody, some other thoughts in the universe, which brings a similar experience to you on both ends. Something wanted, something do not want. I mean, does not wanted also.
I want to pause there just for clarity for people. And this is also something Aashrith said, is it's not that people are sitting and saying the tsunami is supposed to come and kill my family tomorrow. The emotion underneath that, which is powerlessness, fear, those are the emotions that we've been producing, which is then matching up to experiences of that. So it's not that people asked for a divorce or asked for a mental health issue. It's the emotion that we were predominantly putting out, which then matched into this XYZ experience. That is the response. So this pill is a very hard pill to swallow for people to say 100% responsibility over my experience. How would you say that when it comes to death, for example? You can't be responsible for somebody else's death because that was their soul's decision or soul's timing or whatever. So if a death comes into your experience at that time, are you still responsible for that?
For me, the very death thing, I mean, name itself does not exist. They say that it transited. So you are in a physical form. Now you are transited because you are eternal being. When you say it is dead, which means it is gone, that's what we think. But we are only transiting from a physical body to a non-physical. And again, we transited from a non-physical to physical. So, and death, Aashrith many times explained the phenomena of transiting. It's such an amazing experience. You are totally liberated from all the clutches of whatever you have been experiencing as a human being, and all the pains are instantly relieved, and you just become a pure positive energy. And the only beautiful thing about it is, even after becoming a pure positive energy, you still keep the attention on your loved ones. So it is always very easy to get the energy and continue to feel the energy to keep guiding you even in this physical world. It is an amazing experience. I'm not sure that how many of you are able to comprehend that. Many a times we have summoned only Jerry's energy because when we are so much appreciative about Esther, I mean, our heart flows with gratitude for just understanding. You can just see.
They're like, yes, acknowledging.
The moment you talk about Esther, this what will happen. And Aashrith will say, I mean, Jerry is jumping in the front and he wants to communicate with you. So then the voice will go slightly subtle and I could make a distinct voice. Then I will start communicating with Jerry, isolating that energy. And I'll be asking so many questions where, I mean, I could make out from the expressions what Esther Arpitha exhibits at that time. So how much he's enjoying talking about Esther. That means Esther's his attention is always there on Esther. Though physically it's not there, he's always there. And I experienced the same with my mom and dad who passed away in 20 and 19. In my 19, I lost my mom. 21, I lost my dad. But till today, I keep experiencing them many times when I want it. And whenever we have a conversation, and finally, when we let go the energy, Arpitha will take few seconds and he says, "Sir, Amma popped in. Appa popped in." So that energy she could feel. And with heartfelt gratitude, she will let them go and slowly she will open her eyes. Many times she told me that.
So how does that work in terms of reincarnation? And then see, there is so many, like, you have one part of you that is in physical, which is the 10% that is physical. And then you have 90% of you that is non-physical. But then when they say that when somebody dies, for example, they see their loved one standing at the edge of this tunnel, and then they go to them, and they're being met by their ancestors. But what about reincarnation? And is it that a part of you is always non-physical and a part of you is physical? So you may be having multiple lifetimes physically while you're also energetically there to receive when somebody's transiting. Is that what's happening?
The only thing you will have to let go the idea of a physical form. Then it is going to be really confusing and we'll definitely go mad. We'll have to only look at as tiny dots or atoms or energy. When they go there is no identity there. You do not see your father as your father. You do not see your mom as a mom. You do not see your brother as a brother. You are just seeing an energy which instantly gets connected because of the affiliation what it had when you are in a physical form. That is all you can see. But again, the emotion will not be like, come on, I just finally come and joined you. Let us give a big hug. It doesn't happen that way.
And the great learning that we had from Aashrith on the subject was usually as humans, if I take my dad as an example, my dad passed away 18 years back. So when I relate to that energy, I feel he's one single energy. And if he's going to take a rebirth, it is only one human body that the energy is. But Aashrith said that's not the case, because energy, the essence of energy can be present in so many physical bodies. So it is not that same energy, the essence of the same energy can be present in different physical bodies. It is not that he dies and reincarnates as one human being and only that person has that's energy. It's not like that. The essence can be multiple human bodies. It is too much for us to comprehend, but that is how they were.
So if you recognize other people on the planet who are alive at the same time, but you sense this massive connection, almost like you sense yourself in that person, would there be something like that where it's like a part of your energy is in that person also?
I'm 100% sure that Jerry would have, taken another form. But it does not mean that he has lost his attention on Esther. It's been over 11 or 12 years since he exited from the human body.
But he would have had millions of lifetimes with millions of wives, husbands, children, and all that. So would he have his attention on all those millions of people?
See, that's where Arshit gave a clarity to us, because when they scan us, they said that it takes 1/100th of a second for us to scan you. It is not the same energy. See, though we call it as Arshit, it is not the same group of energies we are meeting every time. It is multiple sources. We do not know. It is really unable to comprehend. We do not know which galaxy it's roaming around. But when Arpitha summons them, they say it takes only 1/100th of a second for us to scan you. And we know about what you are now. We know about what you are earlier, in your earlier incarnation. We can trace even your 10th or 15th incarnation backwards also.
But everything
in the present will be scanned in 1/100th of a second. Totally not able to comprehend.
Right. Human beings, we think that we will be interested in people whom we know, who are related to us, whom we love. But energies don't relate to us like that. They don't bother whether we are related to them or whether they know us or not. Energies have their attention on every human being.
And latest, they mentioned, they gave the clarity again. When I asked this question, they said, if you are into invention field, and if you are admiring Steve Jobs, and you know that he is the one person your last millennium is experienced as an inventor, and you can summon his energy, if that energy will come and jump and help you to just, aid your work. Though you do not have any connection with Steve Jobs, you would not have even seen him in your lifetime.
Steve Jobs,
but you're keeping that predominant thought in your mind, and you're perceiving as works in a similar line. So you want his assistance, that energy will come and help you out.
That's amazing. So you kept saying humans a lot. So you say humans, humans, humans. But what about other species of life, not just on planet Earth? If we are to look at this infinite universe, it is possible that there are life in other planetary physical forms. What has Ashrith said? I know that Ashrith said certain things about ghosts and demons and things like that. But what have they said about their connection to other physical forms on other planets and other galaxies? What have they said about that?
Once when I asked this question, I asked whether there is life on other planets and other solar systems. They said maybe yes. Then I asked them, what are they? How are they? How are you related? Very bluntly, they said, how does it matter to you?
I was about to give this answer. I was not knowing it is going to come from Abhraham. This is what exactly they said. How does it matter to you?
Because I'll tell you how it matters to me personally. Because I want to connect to and have friends and friendships with all beings from our solar system. If they are benevolent beings, I would like to make friendship with them. So with that
we have
intention,
7.4 billion people on this planet. If we can just have friendship with this 7.4 billion, I think it will take many lifetimes for us to go through that. So that's what they said. Anyway, you will exit from this physical body. That time you'll know everything. Today you are gone there with a purpose. Live your life, joyously expand, kick the bucket and come back. Then you will get answers for everything. When I was exploring this, that is the answer came. I did not want to open my mouth, and by the time she wanted to give the answer, and exactly that's what I wanted to tell you also. How does it matter?
How does it matter? Yeah, because I'm
backing from them.
Right. So let's look at the times where you've gotten answers that you just can't accept because of our conditioning. We are resisting Ashrith's answers. We're like, no, you're wrong, I'm right, you don't understand my perspective. That is what you once said to them. You don't understand my perspective. How have you come to the ultimate faith that their perspective is the correct perspective for us on Earth? How do you come to that faith that it is the right perspective for us?
Experientially. I had lot of debates like that with them. You don't understand. You are not in a physical form. If you are, I mean, once I said I would have pulled your leg. They said, where is the leg for this? So it's an energy. So in fact, Arpitha once jokingly said, "We'll kill you." I said, "We are already non-physicals." So we'll have a lot of amazing conversations like that. But then later on, with the faith, we said, okay, now this answer has come from Ashrith. Let us put it into practice. Let us the implementation. See, the implementation is the key of, Karthika. I always keep saying to people, even after many conversations where people are still doubtful, they will very simply say that candidly, this is the answer what you got for your questions. Implement it. Try it out.
Yeah, that is actually one of the main things about skepticism on these things. Again, I've never cared to question that is this really Arpitha or is this Ashrith or is this something else, because I'm only interested in the guidance. Even with Esther and Abhraham Hicks, I've said this many times on my channel. I don't know if this is really Abraham talking through Esther, but I'm interested in the guidance. The guidance has helped me innumerable amounts of times in my life. I'm only interested in the actual impact of that guidance in my life. So that I think should be main question you need to ask.
The day when you are going to the police station to have the interview, and we had a conversation with Ashrith, and you were so open and candid to say that when Ashrith asked, how are you feeling going there? You said scared. They said, with this vibration, if you go and attend the interview, you will attract the similar things. Then they ask you multiple questions. Why do you want to be in Croatia? Why do you want to have a permanent residence? What is that you like in this country? Then you got into the mode, you almost got into a trance saying that I love this nature, I love the Blue Lagoon, I love my husband, I love this village. That's what you talked about. I still remember all those things. And they said, now your energy is shifted. So attend the interview with this vibration. And you went and attended. After 3 months, you showed me the card.
Yeah.
I got my... So that is how it is.
Yeah.
That is how it is.
I think the best part about that moment when they gave me that, when I actually manifested, I mean, that whole story, guys, I've not told the public about that story. So I'll have to make a separate video. Only my inner circles of course members know that story. I will make maybe a separate video on that experience. But what goes through our minds from the human perspective is, because we don't know everything, right? So we think, in my head, it was like, is this the universe nudging me to go back to India for a certain reason? Is that why I'm suddenly on the wrong visa and I'm not able to process the residence on this visa? And it's not legal, like the law, it wasn't possible. And I have 1,000 billion times in my life when man has said no, I have faith that the universe will say yes. That is one of our teachings in Synchro Shakti. If man says no, universe says yes. So I was just focused on that. Somehow the universe will find a loophole and we will make this happen. And I've had hundreds, but then again, that thought says, what if I'm being arrogant by asking the universe to keep me here in Croatia, instead of just surrendering and just going back to India, because that's where the flow is taking me. And then when I took Ashrith's guidance and I got like the whole, I mean, the magic that happened in those 4 hours, crazy stuff. When I came through that, I realized half of what we think, am I supposed to be here? Is this the universe signaling to me that I'm supposed to be doing something else? Is my higher self moving me somewhere else than where I actually desire? It's kind of, Ashrith put an arrow through all that bullshit and say, what you desire is what you desire, you'll get what you desire. You don't have to go into, maybe this is the universe telling me I'm supposed to. No, what do you want? Stick to what you want. That is a very aha moment for me in my learning and evolution as well. So I think that's really a fantastic ending point for our first interview. Is there any final words you would like to share with our audience? Oh yeah, before you say anything, guys, for those few who are now sitting and thinking, how do I connect with Arpitha? How do I connect with Raja? In the description, we're going to put some details so you can connect with them on a one-to-one basis and actually have Ashrith come through Arpitha and guide you through your life problems, but focus not on the problems of what you actually want to create in your life instead. I will put that information. We are also doing group sessions in January. Actually, majorly it's for our academy students, but if you guys want to come and join, you can. So there's a waiting list in the description you can join for, and I'm there. I'm going to ask questions. You guys can ask questions, curveball questions to make sure that we get the best answers. So you can register below. I'll give all the information. And any final words you guys have for our audience here?
Again, I'm going back to what I reiterated, that every one of us have the ability to summon our inner being. We are always Ashrith uses the terminology that you are invincible, you are powerful, you are as powerful as the creator himself or itself or themselves. So just believe in yourself, just invoke the power from within. The best process always, Ashrith recommends, is meditation. Just do meditation, quieten your mind, keep watching your thought soon after you come out from meditation. If it is an inspiring thought, put it into action and see the result by yourself. That is all I would like to tell at this point of time. Every one of us have got our own inner Ashrith. We have called this conveniently for our addressing sake Ashrith, but you name whichever name you would like to. Some of you do not have the parents, you have the parents' name for that. Some of them, you have lost your child, you have the child's name for that. So that is your Ashrith. So every one of us don't see us in isolation as if we are somebody like that and we have got a special powers. Nothing like it. We also go through all the ups and downs of life, but we have understood that the sooner you bounce back, better for you. The more you just be in the Chakravyuh or the whirlwind, you'll be keep on sucked into that. And finally, there is no point in blaming your fate or blaming your
astrology.
Yeah, that's what.
That's the number one question we get on this channel is astrology. My astrologer said that it's going to be bad year for me. I'll not get married. What do I do? Yeah.
No one has got a power to predict how your future is going to be. But if you know how to tap yourself, you've got all the power from within to tell the world, this is where I'm going to be. with conviction and with confidence, you can tell the world, this is where I'm going. Thank you so much, Karthika, for this wonderful interaction. Call it as an interview and giving us an opportunity. Giving us an opportunity to reach out to your wonderful audience. Looking forward to get
I keep, there's an inspiration that keeps coming to me. I inadvertently separate my YouTube audience with my academy audience, because I'm like myself in the academy. I can just like be my bubbly, there's total freedom to be. Then in my head bifurcating, and when she was saying something, I was suddenly getting this inspiration in my head that I need to treat even the YouTube audience as my academy audience, and just don't bifurcate it in your head. Otherwise, you'll always have that separation. So I, want to end with, I'm glad that we're able to connect all of us together as one community and share as much as possible. So I want us to keep coming back, doing a few more, this time with Aashrith. Again, next time with Aashrith, and ask a couple of questions, and then people can maybe submit some questions. We can do a few rounds like that, and then they can come, if they like you guys, they can come into our inner circle and do sessions with us. All of us will be there throughout 2024. We're doing 10 sessions, 10 group sessions. So come. Guys, you'll find more info in the description, and I think that's a good place to end for today. So thank you all for watching, and thank you, Arpitha and Raja, for, the best thing about hanging out with you guys is what an energy shift, but also the feeling of I'm invincible. Like after every conversation, I get up thinking I'm invincible. It's such a good feeling. So thank you for your vibes.
I just want to say December is a very interesting and a decisive month for us, because the first word which came out of my mouth summoning Aashrith was on December 14th. So we'll be celebrating the 6th anniversary that our physical communication with Aashrith, December 14th, 2017. So this is a very important month for us.
You guys have such a unique journey and unique story, and I'm just excited to see where all you guys go. And I really hope that, I only intuitively, because of what I feel, know the genuineness of your experience, and it's the joy behind all of this. But at the same time, I also know that the mind is going to be skeptical about a lot of things, and I want to honor that as well. I don't want it, I want people to receive you how they receive you, but I really intend for the best for you guys. And I know you all came for a purpose of joyously expanding. And I know in that joyful expansion, you're going to touch a lot of lives. So I'm really excited for both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Superb. So thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in our upcoming videos. And a few of those videos we're going to bring Aashrith channel and their guidance as well for our Synchro Shakti YouTube channel. And for those of you who are not part of our community, please subscribe so you also get notified of these videos where guidance will come through Aashrith. And you're invincible. I think that's the big message to take home today. You're invincible. Thank you guys, and thank you everyone. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Let us stop the recording now. See you guys. Bye.